then somebody going to PAX and be like, wow, this is a cool dragon. I'm going to put this on the stream. And then them like never actually ever planning to release that champion.
Right. I mean, they announced it at the venue and saying OUaC is coming out, which I was looking forward to. However, it's been a year now. And,
Yeah. Well, the champion development pipeline's pretty long. I think what's held it up the most is realizing that if they had kept developing new champions, can you imagine the rate at which, like, I mean, let's talk about visual redesigns.
right.
You know, Kale, like all those guys that got visual reworks, Karma. I mean,
Yeah.
they had all been so dated, but with so much effort being put into, you know, character redesigns, rebalancing, retuning, complete reworking of entire kits, I think I give Riot so much credit for that because it's not. They're not doing the money grabbing, let's just keep pumping out new champions. They're saying, hey, let's keep the champions we have in the game relevant.
Right.
It's very respectable.
And I think they've been working hard to do that, considering bringing back a lot of the legacy champion.
Yeah,
back
I mean,
back into the scene.
yeah, like Karma was forgotten and dead for a
Oh, yeah.
year before they reworked
Very
her,
long time.
and now she's, you know, arguably a competitive pick.
Panda killed Bjergsen.
Yeah, yeah. Pantheon, another great example of a champion that had fallen out of favor that has risen back up to the top.
Speaking of Pantheon, I cannot. Wait, I'm not sure if it's out, but the new dragon.
The Dark Souls skin. Yeah, it looks so
that
cool.
looks really cool. I definitely have to go get it. And here we go. I guess the game starts. Pretty standard start. No invade. No invade. The new trinket definitely make it hard.
So just to clarify for me, because I haven't gone over the entirety of the patch notes. I saw them when they're in development. But to my understanding, what the new trinket change does is when you buy the trinket, it has a 30-second cooldown.
Right.
Okay. Just checking. What about when you switch trinkets?
I do believe when you switch into trinket, it still is at full cooldown, so it refreshes.
Got it.
So you won't be able to use it for the duration of the cooldown.
No buying and selling sweepers in base to reset the cooldown. Oh, and that was a massive amount of damage being... Oh, I'm going to switch the lanes before somebody reminds me because I remembered first. Ha-ha! Ha-ha! I remember.
I just didn't want to say anything.
No, I actually remembered this time.
Right.
Yeah.
And Draven is actually quite low. They're being bullied into the tower. Now Nami, not only she has a nice CC for the enemy. Ooh, nice double bubble there. But she also has a very, very strong sustain for her laner.
Now, Season 1 was like the sustain game in bot lane. You had Alistar, you had tons and tons of just the Uhtaric in there, massive heals,
Sona, Soraka.
Yeah, no cooldowns. And Kha'Zix misses his slow run, easily getting out of top. But comparing to that,
Renekton
looks like he's out.
okay.
Kha'Zix could turn around, but I don't think it'll result in much. Nautilus.
Very nice juke right there from Zed.
Yep. Nautilus coming up. He's actually going to catch. Is he going to catch somebody? Let's just believe. Oh, man, there it is.
There
Down
might
the
be
try.
a double buff transfer right here.
With the flash and the jump out. Oh, they are going to fight. Renekton does fall.
Does go down.
And is Zach going to be able to body block? Or is... Oh, yeah. Nautilus is forced to turn around. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to pick up the kill on...
Nautilus is taking a lot of damage from the beginning, however.
Oh, and a 2v1 the kills. Now, Zach with the double buffs is going to be able to really bully Renekton. See, that's rough. Renekton's out of summoners.
Yep.
Zach still has flash. He's double buffs when he comes back to lane. And, you know, it's... Renekton normally doesn't have a problem early game, but against double buffs, he could be losing out on his main strength, his early game.
And back there, Nautilus, he literally walked through a field of minions. Ooh, nice stun by Bren. And that pretty much
decided his fate.
So much damage.
Yeah. Early games when you have those low armor values, those caster minions, they hurt really hard. Looking to establish a little... Oh, wow. Look how much damage from just an auto and a...
And he doesn't have anything. He have a ruby crystal, and that is it. That red buff really is a lot of damage. Ooh.
Now, Zed, as a resourceless champion, is just going to be able to bait out a lot of skill shots just by running in circles and then taking the opportunity to harass after Bran runs out of mana.
I think if Brand would like to do
This-
well against it.
So I'm not sure I've seen a 5-minute dragon before. This is really
Especially with
early.
a fiddlestick.
Yep.
This is very, very.
This is very early.
But let's remember, Dragon no longer give a set amount of gold.
Right, and he's weaker early on.
Right.
Is Kha'Zix going to pick up the kill here on Thresh? It looks like he's going to be forced to back up. That could have been an
That could have been
amazing
a
hook.
kill
Yep.
right there.
I felt like I would have flashed for that. Like, oh, it's on cooldown, actually, it looks like. And Draven just dishing out.
Oh, I think he is going down right
Zed
there.
goes over the wall to pick up the kill on Thresh.
Now, well, Zed
And
survived this.
no, I don't think he's going to
so.
get out of the Draven and the creep waves. Nautilus, gets hit by the slow from Jinx, and that's going to be a kill on Nautilus.
And Draven does go down. Well, that'd be a stun. No, it won't.
And Brand almost picks up the kill on what could have been, looks like 2 champions there, but they get peeled off by Nami.
And double slow there. I think this fight is over. However, Dr. Mundo's team did come up ahead during that team fight.
Those 3 kills in quick succession, both on Kha'Zix. Now, if I was to pick a champion to give kills on this team, it would be Kha'Zix.
Oh, yes.
It's self-explanatory. One of the most snowballer champions in the game. If once he finishes like his first item, really is all it takes for him to start dishing out huge amounts of damage.
It looks like he is building towards a brutalizer.
The brutalizer, the last whisper, whatever it takes. Oh wow! Oh, lots of damage being dealt, but he takes 1 too many tower shots.
That Jinx got to be really careful because one axe from Draven could end him.
Yep, if it's an empowered auto attack, I mean, it's a lot of damage.
You see right now, Zach is actually 1 level ahead of Renekton here, pushing Renekton quite hard into the tower. And there you go, ulti from Zed. Well, that Brand misses everything, and there he goes.
The satisfying splatter of Zed's ult going off. In a way, it's like it feels so hopeless.
It does, especially you know that you're going to die from it. And there is a gank.
He actually hit him with the snare as he was flying through midair. Yeah.
There is Ignite on Nautilus. Nautilus might go down here, and he does.
And Renekton does still have his ult, so this probably, he's still saving it. Definitely trying to bait out an all-in from Zach.
Nice
Nautilus
bubble.
taking just so many hits from that tower.
There was a nice exchange there.
And Zed comes up to pick up the kill on the just barely... decided not to pull dominance at all. Probably knew it was to no avail versus Zed.
And I think at this point, one top on carry is in a lot of trouble, especially with Fed Zed.
Zed.
As well
Kha'Zix
as
is ahead.
everybody else.
Zach has been having a great time 2v1ing top lane.
Will
Now-
this finally be a kill on Brand? Yes, it will be, and taking the buff with him.
Now that was a risky decision by Kha'Zix to bravely invade the blue buff. I mean, if we talk about ward coverage here real quick, 1, 2, dragons pinked. The only entrance that wasn't warded is this. You still probably could have seen him glimpse through this exposed part of the river. They really did not have any blind spots, so easily able to see Kha'Zix trying to invade their jungle. And, you know, my diamond jungler who taught me so much about this game. Oh, excellent hook.
Nice hook.
Dr. Moonbro may fall under the tower.
However,
Interesting. It flays him
Draven
out.
is awfully low. Well, that'd be one more hit, and it does.
Nami turns around and gets the last auto attack in there.
And
So-
Nami is just one of those champions you can't gauge how much damage she is going to do and how much heal she can actually offer for her teammate.
A lot of times, I find playing her... Oh, there's an Ignite going down on top lane, and are we going to see a kill? Zach gets the
there's the
split, but
blob.
I don't think he's going to be able to clean up the blobs.
No, and with Kha'Zix coming up, this could be a kill as well.
Yeah. Oh, so much damage coming out of Renekton. Comes back up right in time.
Brand is awfully low as well. However, he does have double buff that he taken earlier from Kha'Zix.
We're also pushing the bot tower. Things are definitely looking in favor of Dr. Mundo and the Broskies.
Nice hook coming in from Nautilus. Well, that be enough. A nice stun from
Well
Brand.
done by Brand. Yeah, nice.
That is exactly what I was talking about when
Yeah,
I
the
said
quick, the twitchy reaction speeds,
Right.
just hit him right as they're about to dive
very,
in.
very important.
Oh,
And
man.
I don't know if Nautilus can
Psycho
survive
Kid,
this one.
yeah.
though.
Kha'Zix being Kha'Zix. He only has 20 CS. Actually, looking across the board, CS counts are really low. These just things have been so active for ganks, rotations. There's just been so much fighting going on.
And on top of that, it's only been 10 minutes. However, there are already 14 kills on the map. So this game has been pretty much a bloodbath. A little over 1 kill every minute so far. It does seem like Nami and Kaze is planning on pushing in the mid tower. I don't think Thresh can stop this. Bren will not be able to make it here in time.
Thresh is great at setting up, setting up his team for success. Not really doing anything by himself, unless it's top Thresh. But
And there he goes engaged. I don't think Thresh can live through
even
that
with
one.
the flash, Kha'Zix easily picks up the kill. And oh man, just the CS lead. 40 CS in favor of not only. Oh wow, good hook grab.
Oh,
Oh,
well, that
ult
bounce
chases him.
Renekton is on Kha'Zix right now. Will he be able to take him down? And he does.
Gets revenge for
However,
earlier.
Jinx is going pretty ham there, and he does secure that kill.
Now, Sukundi's not having the best game. 0-5 and 2, definitely trouble. However, he is, early game with Nautilus has never been easy. And, it might be time for him to start bringing it around.
Renekton here is in a little bit of trouble here.
Oh, gets hit by the chompers. And just
Draven
1, 2
comes
auto
out,
attacks.
And
Oh,
that
man.
will not be enough. Nice bubble coming in from Nami here, and the rest of the team shows up.
Well played by Nami. And actually, if we want to look at it, Nami has yet to die. And that's why I was confused. Nami actually has yet to die with 9 assists.
And there's a little bit of taunt there
Yeah.
from Zach. And Zach is really taking off. He already finished his Sunfire. That will bring additional damage as well as tankiness to the fight. And at this point, for a straight up fight, I don't see how Once Upon a Carry could win. They have to pick their fight very, very carefully.
Now, to be honest, the biggest difference that I see right now is just in levels, because even with the gold lead, they're not that far ahead if you look at items. Zed, he has yet to finish any singular big item. Bilgewater is great. Oh, there's the blade. Okay. Brutalizer is awesome, but it's not a bloodthirster. And there's a kill on Bren. Nami getting her first kill.
1v2, no problem if that.
Yeah, just the Kindle Gem plus the Sunfire has given him so much effective health.
And we got Jinx going a little ballsy there, going with a Cutlass. Or not Cutlass.
Oh,
A stack item.
Sword of the Occult. Sword of the
Throw
Occult.
the call. There we go. And Nami, a little bit of nice hook by Thresh there.
Overextended. But it looks like Zed is going to be able to pick up the kills.
Everything up right there.
I hiccuped, and in that amount of time, he got a double kill. My mistake.
And at this point, Once Upon a Carry is in a lot of trouble. If you look at the goal difference, 12K at 13 minutes.
They have almost established a 1,000 gold lead for every minute of play.
Right.
Which is impressive, to say the least. If we want to look at lane comparisons, Zach, that early double buff put him so far ahead.
Oh, wow. He
Oh,
just
a call.
stunned by, there is Bran.
Well played by Bran. Effectively, being super on the ball right as he came out of the invisibility.
I think Kha'Zix got a little overconfident there. However, his team is going to clean up. And
This should translate to an inhibitor pretty easily. Especially with Jinx here. We have an AD mid, so assist in the tower pushing effort.
I was about to say Baron, but it's only 14 minutes. Baron is not even up.
Yep.
And Zach's in a little bit of trouble. I think his passive is up. Jinx will be able to snipe him if he does try to come closer to the wall. Never mind. Dead well coming for the cleanup.
And there it is. Now, what do you... Is there a reasoning for Baron not spawning early?
Is
it so
really not sure.
I just thought about that. I assume it's so like a random level 1 just doesn't get one-shotted by him in the event that there's a fight in the top river. But that's all I can really think of.
I mean, he is quite. Baron is one of those things that will give a team a very big lead. So
Maybe if you found a way to cheese him at like level 3, you know,
Right.
maybe something like that.
and like forget. Oh, and Zed goes in.
Oh, and that's gonna be an
that's
easy
one of those
kill on
helpless
Raven. Yep.
moments.
Just too low to do anything. And Psycho Kitten looking for an opportunity to pounce. He's kind of overextended though. He doesn't really have any backup as they're all stuck behind the wall.
You know, one thing with Zed ult is, for me, as a mid laner, and I had to fight him a lot, I will always try to spam my Zonia Glass button, regardless if I have it or not. It's just one of
Is a
those
habit.
instincts.
Okay, you're just like, no, please protect me. For me, it was always trying to time the Lissandra ult right as it was about to hit.
Yeah.
It was great. It's great having 2 Zonias, by the way.
Oh, totally.
This
totally.
is like the best feeling in the world. You're like, I'm invincible. I'm still invincible.
And as a Nivea player, I mean, Zonia and Egg, that's just gold right
Oh,
there.
yep. Literally gold, because you turn into a statue of gold.
And I think this game,
This
unless-
game is looking bleak.
unless
Dr.
Mundo would make huge mistakes.
I mean, we're talking about like bronze tossing in the Baron's pit level of stuff here.
And that could be one of them. There goes
that
the stun under the tower. Now, remember, he does not have his passive right now. If Brand killed him, but that doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
Was it all a bait? Was
Yeah.
it all planned? I don't think he meant to get hit by the fresh hook. That was excellent spacing by Dragon Day Dragon. You know, hitting him right as he landed so he didn't have time to do anything else. Jinx ult doesn't result in much, but it's currently a 5. Oh, and there it is. We do. Kha'Zix does fall. Zach just tanking the tower, and they're gonna follow up into the inhibitor. But Brand is back up with Thresh, so they are gonna be able. And Renekton also responds.
Now let's see if Jinx can actually finish up with a perfect game. 9-0 as well as Zach.
Nami having about as an ideal game as a support can ask for.
Stun coming in from Brand. Little stutter step there when you lose vision and you try to get back into it.
Well executed heal. I love how you can heal allies. That is just like, why didn't they make it like that to begin with? I mean, if I'm gonna give a support champion something like heal, like why does it heal yourself?
Right.
And still sitting at very small CS scores for both teams, especially for
Nobody
Once
has
Upon a Carry.
achieved. Oh, actually, I take it back. We do. Nobody on Once Upon a Carry have received more than 100 CS just yet.
Although I bet if we look at gold averages, they're not that far behind in like an ideal gold to look for because of just how many kills they
sheer
have.
amount of kills. And there comes Zed coming in.
And
2v3.
ooh, it picks up the double. And Renekton will probably jockey his way out of there pretty safely. Where Dragon will be up in 3 seconds. It looks like Ka is looking to 2-man this, but he's just taking so much damage. I don't think they're going to be able to.
I think actually Zach might be able to tank it.
With the
his
passive?
Yes. Taking a little bit extra turret hit there.
This is pretty ballsy. Nope, they decided to give
No, they
up.
decided not to do it.
Just a little too tough. Kha'Zix, he doesn't have the Mana Mune or the BT, so
13 kills. on
Dr.
that Zed.
Moonbro, ooh, well executed. Now, these guys will probably hate me for this, but I am super impressed. Dr. Moonbro and the Broskies had a tough time in previous tournaments. They've leveled up considerably compared to previous games I've seen them play. So, yeah, well done by Dr. Moon and the Broskies. These guys have definitely gotten... I mean, when I came here, I believe they were in the first tournament I casted at Game Breakers, and they didn't do so hot. They had some tough competition, to be fair, but their level of play from then to now is dramatically increased.
And that's the one thing about League. No matter how bad you do, you always have... That's what brings me back to League of Legends every time, regardless winning or losing. It's always that sense of you can lose 100 games, but you win that one game, everything gets reset.
You're like, I did it!
Finally.
Yes!
And I think this might be the end of the game. Brand's throwing out his ulti, not doing very much damage.
Oh, here's Zach coming in. He's just going to be able to soak up so much of the tower damage, so much of all of this incidental AoE damage. And Cod, Psycho Kitten popping around. hopping, 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 hopping. He's like a grasshopper. He just never runs out of jumps.
I'm so sad Alex Leach is actually retiring. His Zed was almost flawless.
Almost flawless.
I mean, you can probably compare it to Faker's Zed.
Hey, man.
But that's a stretch.
I mean,
that is quite a stretch.
There's comparing, and then there's like then there's Faker, and you're like, never mind.
Faker is
He's as good as you could ask a player to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was actually his birthday yesterday.
Oh, congratulations.
The All-Star casters, the French casters, they were very good, and they actually got the crowd to sing happy birthday
Oh, how
inside
sweet.
the stadium.
How sweet.
It was very nice. And the game is 42-10, 20 minutes in. No surrender vote just yet. I believe one top one carry wanted to just stay in this as much as possible.
You know, I don't think I've seen a surrender in a tournament.
It's pretty rare. However, you do see them sometimes.
Sometimes.
LCS
if it's like, come on, let's get to the next game already, kind of thing. But
this is the loser's bracket.
this is the loser's bracket. You don't get an extra health. I mean, I'll put it this way: I've seen worse comebacks.
Right. Yeah. I definitely agree.
I mean, there's those times when you're sitting there, and this is way back from Dota, but you're sitting there, you've got super creeps on you, you have no towers, your throne is at 10% health.
Right.
They're literally camping around your fountain, trying to farm kills, and then suddenly, Syllabear sneaks out and manages to backdoor their entire base.
Right. And we've seen that happen in the pro scene as well.
Yeah.
Between SK has always had a problem with backdoor. I'm pretty sure they're pretty sore about that already.
We don't need to give them any more trouble for it. But you know, all it takes sometimes is, you know, the whole team jumping into the fountain, greedy for kills, and then you're like, wait, you guys have 90-second respawn timers, and we have Sivir on our team.
And exactly, and in this case, almost every one of them has a huge gold buildup because they're all in some sort of chemistry. And
just so
but
much.
as much as I want to see a comeback,
things are
that is going to happen.
30. Sorry, 15,000. No, 25,000 gold lead.
It's quite a bit. Like they got grabbed one of this nice hook, but that is not going to do anything for one top on a carry.
And now, I always feel like the biggest deciding factor of how dominant a game is how many towers the winning team has up at the end, because it really speaks to you never forsook a single like team fight.
Right.
Because anytime you win a team fight, you want to transition that into a building. Either a dragon or a building.
Right.
And they didn't get a single building.